Hello everyone, it's Shanna. Welcome to my channel. Now I've got to get started on the rest of these veterans cards. I know Veterans Day is November 11th, but because that falls on a Saturday and the holiday is observed on the Friday, I have less time than I thought I did to get these done. So I've got card sketch 4 here, and I just need to bring in a card base. And basically from the cutting guide, this pattern here and this pattern here is what we cut away, the stars and the stripes, and then the rest are just add-ons that I'm bringing to it. So let's just get this card assembled and we'll have card sketch number 4 completed. So I'm just going to use my Barely Art glue, get this one laid down nice and neat. Okay, that looks good. And then the next piece we need to bring in is, we've got 2 layers here. We've got, let me see, we've got 5.5 by 1.5 and 5.5 by 1 3/4. So this is the 3/4 piece. So let's go ahead and layer these up. I'm just referring to my cutting guide to give you the directions. So if you hear the shuffling of paper, that's what that is. And this should go end to end with a little edge on both sides. So let's see, just get that lined up. Whoops, it's moving around. We got that wiggle room with our glue, which is what we need. But we got to get it lined up right. All right, so that looks pretty good. And that one's actually going to lay here in the middle of our card. So we'll just go ahead and get it laid down. Okay, let's get my card evened up there so I can see what I'm doing. Just kind of go like this. Get it lined up. Looks pretty good. Okay, and then our next is 1 3/4 and then a 2-inch square. And this is my pattern paper 4, or A, I guess, and it's card sketch 4. So I label my papers just like the cutting guide, and that way if something falls out of an envelope, or I can figure out what it is and where it goes by having that on there. Again, trying to get that lined up squarely. All right, seem to be on the struggle bus here. There we go. Okay, that looks good. And then this one, we are going to put in the center of this. So I'm just going to bring some glue in and put it down. These are pretty basic cards. Like I said, I'm just using that kit that I got from Hobby Lobby, which I couldn't link it up on my description from my last video, but I did find a paper that was very, very similar to it, and I linked it. So if you want something like this, I've got something very similar linked up that I think could work quite nicely. So just get that laid down. Now this actually calls for another layer underneath this, but I didn't do it because I'm just going to use this as my sentiment, and I'm not going to add an extra layer. Sometimes when they've got an extra layer for the sentiment and I have something to add, I just skip it. Hopefully that'll work. Oh, that looks pretty good. Okay, and then we have these stars, which are going to be kind of hard to, trying to see what I got here. Okay, yeah. See if I can get my tweezers, and they might be kind of hard to grab a hold of, so I'm going to get my tweezers and see if I can't get a hold of them. It's not wanting to release. There we go. And I'm going to do one here. And my second one I'm going to do here. All right, and then we'll get this laid down. I think that looks pretty good. Now the card sketch does show some embellishment, so I think I'm gonna stop the camera real quick, grab some extra embellishments that I can add to some of these cards, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I didn't have a star die that I could match these stars exactly with, so I was going to avoid that. And so once again, I'm just going to use, like I said on my last video, I'm just going to use my hole punch and make some circles that I could add on here. And I think that'll be just fine. So sometimes you just have to use what you have. You don't have all the things all the time. So just work with what you got and it'll be enough. Hopefully I didn't have my hair in the picture. I've got my fan on and it's blowing me around a little bit. So, okay, so that's the embellishments, and that is card sketch 4. I love it. Very patriotic. Okay, so I've got all my elements for card sketch 5, and this is one of my favorite sketches. Now this is an ink blended panel that I ink blended, and then I cut the circle out of this so that I could use it for the front, and then I just threw in another one. I started to ink blend it and I thought it doesn't matter, it's not going to show. So I'm just going to get this laid down. This particular panel here is 4 by 5 1/4. I used Vintage Photo to ink that up, and you can see I just taped that circle in there with pink pixie tape. So I'm just getting plenty of glue on there since I've got an extra panel in there. And then I'm just going to turn it over, and this is going to have an edge on it. So we need to kind of get it lined up nice and neat with a little edge. Okay, there's that. And I thought that looked kind of sandy, I guess deserty or whatever. So, and then this next panel that goes down is 3 1/4 by 4 1/2. Just try to get it laid down on here nicely as well. Okay, is that straight? Make sure I get it straight. Okay, and then the paper that we cut from the 6 by 6 pads were these, and we're just basically going to do the opposite on both of these. And I think they're going to go clear down to the bottom and then clear up to the top with just a little edge on each side. Is how this is designed to go, like this, I think. Yep. Okay, so let's just get it laid down. Probably would have been better if I had, last time I think I actually glued them together so that I'd have actually it goes all the way up to the top. So I'd have them in the right position. Hopefully I'm getting them there. Let's go ahead and put this other one up and see how close we are to getting them right. I've got my fan going overhead, so I hope it's not too distracting. We did shampoo our carpets today, so we're just drying everything out. Get this one laid down. with the grandkids and dog sitting that we do all the time, we like to clean our carpets pretty regularly. So my husband got up first thing this morning and he got that done before he went to work out, so that was handy. All right, now that one's got a little bit of a gap in there. Ooh, wait a minute. I don't like how that's lining up. I'm gonna just cross it over a little bit. No, I need to cut that off. Let's see if that's any better. Probably should have used my paper trimmer, but yeah, I think that'll work better. Okay, now that's not going to matter because I've got this that's going to lay across it. So I've got that, and I have this. Okay, so I think I need to bring in a little scrap of paper for the edge of this, just so I don't have any gaps. I'm just going to put them on the edge. Hopefully this one's cut straighter. Oops, stuck to my finger. That'll work. And then put one in on the other side. And that way it'll lay flat. That'll be good. Get some glue down. Oops. Clean that off. That won't matter because we're going to have a circle on it. So there's that. That looks good so far. And then we're going to bring in a 2-inch circle, the outer layer, and then this calls for a 1 1/3 inch circle too. But again, because I'm bringing in my sentiment for the circle, I'm just going to go with this. And I might need, do I have another circle? I don't. I'm going to just kind of run with it, I think, and just lay it down like that. I think it'll be all right. Yeah, that's going to be fine. Okay, and then we'll bring in our sentiment, which is proud to serve. I think I'm going to bring my tweezers. Turn this way, see if I can get it lined up. Proud to serve. Okay, there's that. And then it calls for some embellishments on either side of this. So I'm going to try to line that up about the same spot. And I'm going to go with the blue again, just because I think it'll pop off that red. Trying to get the right side of that paper up. Clean that glue off of there a little bit. Okay, and this is Card Sketch 5. I love these. I just love how they're turning out. This next one's going to be a little bit, 6 has got a lot more detail to it. And I've got it all laid out in here. Now we're kind of changing schemes a little bit. We're going to bring in kind of the camouflage look. So that's what I've got for this. So this one calls for just a 5.5 by 4 1/4 panel for the card base. So I'll just get it glued up and laid down. Pretty good. All right, so we've got our camouflage, and then our next layers, we've got 3 3/4 by 3 1/4. And again, I've used the vintage photo just to ink up, you know, a panel. I think I just started with a cream colored panel, just some inexpensive paper that I had, and just used the vintage photo on it just to kind of give it a more rustic look. Still trying to get it just right. I'm trying to pay close attention to my gluing and my layering so that it's a little bit more precise. Okay. All right, that's not exactly right, but it's close. Okay, so we're going to get that laid down. Actually, it goes here, and it's going to work out nicely because I'm going to cover up that edge that I didn't quite get layered exactly like I wanted it. Get a little bit of glue on there. Get this one lined up. Lay it down. Okay. And then we've got another layer, which is 2 3/4 by 2 1/2 and 2 1/2 by 2 1/4. And this is the 2 1/2 by 2 1/4. And it is pattern C, land of the brave, home of the free. Okay. And then that's going to layer onto my stars. And I think I'm going to need a little bit of cardstock for this side. Might be too big. Just to keep that even. Is that going to work? Got a little edge on there. I want to, oops, clip off. Okay. And then we'll just butt that up against our other layer. There we go. Okay, and then we have, looks like we've got a couple things going on here. We've got a longer one that's going to lay down here that goes down first. So I'm going to go ahead and get it laid down, this banner. And this banner is 4 by 1 inch. And we're going to cover that up. It's going to look like that. And then our next banner is we're going to layer it up. We've got some more of that paper that I ink blended with the vintage photo. And we're going to lay it on here. Try and get it straight. And then we've got some more of our camo. And this is 3 1/4 by 1 1/4. Get that on there. And then we're going to add our integrity. We'll put some glue on there and we'll get it added. And I think I'm going to put it right in the center and push it down. Now this one calls for some embellishment up here. And I've got some silver hole punches. So we'll just lay them down. Add a little bit of bling to our card. Yep, center it up. And that will finish off card sketch number 6. And so we finished our 3 of 6 cards. Okay, so here is card sketch 4, card sketch 5, and card sketch 6. And we've got 6 of our 15 done, and I'm pretty pleased with how they're turning out. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.